everyone, Tina here. I hope your day's going wonderful. I'm so glad you're joining me. Well, I have a fun card to share with you. We're making a submarine and we're using some new items over at Waffle Flower Crafts. They have a brand new release and it's pretty amazing. It's all about under the sea. Today we're using the Happy Submarine. It's very easy to put together and it creates, I think these are great for kids' birthdays, adults. I think it's great for even baby cards. My card today could actually be turned into a baby card because of the soft colors, but we're going to be using the Happy Submarine. Okay, and then I just fell in love with this. Okay, this is the Jolly Wave texture die. Okay, it's open-ended. It just adds texture to any cardstock. I don't know if you can see it, but there's some waves in there, some dotted waves. And the lovely thing about this is great on its own, but there is also a stencil that Waffle Flower has. I believe this comes in a bundle, and I'll leave the links for this down below. But there's a stencil that you can use on its own, but it's great for going over the Jolly Wave texture die. It lines up beautifully and it creates, you can ink up each of these little waves. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. And then if you want to do an extra layer, you know, my cards have lots of layers on them. Waffle Flower has the Jolly Wave panel die. Now this is great on all of these three things. Let me scoot them over. Are great on their own, but when you put them together, it's magical for card making magic. So I'm going to show you how to do this for my background. It's really fun and it's a great set to have. And it's not necessarily under the sea themed. You could use this. You could turn it this way to make waves, or you can turn it this way to create just a design. A mermaid pattern would be really cute on here. But it's one of those patterns that are universal. So we're going to be using all three of these on our card today. And then I'm bringing in this die set. This is the ATC layers from Waffle Flower. It's just a small layering die set that has some scallops. I want to create a small scallop frame for the middle of my card. So that's why I'm going to be using this. Okay, let's jump in with step number 1 and create our focal point, which is a submarine. And it's so cute. Okay, I picked out, well, we're going to make a yellow submarine today. And I'm probably going to have you singing that song, aren't I? Let's go ahead and die cut out the main portion with dark cardstock, dark yellow. This is Spellbinder's Beeswax. And then I'm going to use a lighter yellow. This color here is Lemon Tart from Paper Tray Ink. And we'll use those two to create the front of our submarine. I have white cardstock that we're going to die cut out this piece here. Okay, and then we have these little elements. These go around the portholes on the submarine. This is the spout, if that's what that is, or well, I just lost it. I had it and I lost it. I do that a lot, but it's that little thingy that you look out in the submarine. Okay, and then I don't think it's called a spout. And then you have these little propellers. Okay, so I'm going to die cut these out and we're going to create our submarine. Okay, I have my submarine die cut out, and we're going to start by it's very easy to put together. I mentioned we're going to take this layering piece. It's the same exact size as the top portion of the submarine. So all you do is just layer this right over the top. There we go. We'll go ahead and add this top piece. Just glue that down. Now these little porthole windows actually inlay in these circles. Okay, so if you were to put them here, they don't go on the outside, they go on the inside. So you need something to go behind it, and that's where this piece comes in. Okay, but I'm going to add a little dimension by adding a piece of acetate behind these little porthole windows. So now we have some clear plastic behind here. If you wanted to use packaging, plastic packaging, you can recycle it that way and it would work the same. And then we can take our little porthole windows, add some glue behind here. And we can inlay these in here. I'll do the same with this one. I get so close, I'm sorry. So now these little porthole windows have a place to land on that acetate. And then I can take this and pop it up with some foam squares. And then I removed the release paper, and then we're going to flip this around. And I'm just going to cover this. We're going to add this over those porthole windows. So now we have oops, I get so close. But now we have some depth to our little submarine. It looks like it's actually got an inside to it. Okay, that is that. I'm also going to add the propellers. One goes on the left, one goes on the right, and then that will be my focal point. Okay, I have it on my release paper, but I'm going to put this to the side. We're going to move on to step number 2 and create our home panel. That's where this die set comes in. This one is the ATC Layers. It's a cute little die set, actually. If you like little frames, this die set works out great. I'm going to take, let's see, the largest scallop. I'm going to die cut this out twice because I need a background for this. And I'm going to zoom back out because I'm really close. And I'm afraid I'm going to get fuzzy or blurry on you guys. Now I'm going to take the second from the largest rectangle. There's actually 4 rectangles in here. And then I'm going to layer this together like this. And I'm going to create a thin frame. So I'll have a background panel and then a frame. I'll run this through my die cut machine. And there we go. I am going to add a little color to this. So let's bring in some inks. I have 3 inks today. These are all from Simon Says Stamp. They're Pawsitively saturated inks. I have Seafoam, Marine, and I have Sprout. I'm going to start off with my Marine. I'm just going to add a little color here, and we're going to add some blue to the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to add my Seafoam. And then we'll finish it off with our Sprout on the top. So we have a really soft background panel with those 3 ink colors. And then I'm going to take my frame and we're going to just add some glue behind here. And then this is going to go layered right over this piece. And that will be my home panel. Okay, let's move along to step number 3, which means it's time to create my sentiment. Now we're bringing back our die set. And I'm not going to actually create a sentiment. I'm just going to create a universal card. This way, if I do have a baby shower, I can use it. In this submarine, in the Happy Submarine die set, there's a thought bubble and there's a heart, which I just think is adorable. I'm going to die cut out the thought bubble with white cardstock. Okay, and then I'm going to take the little heart and die cut out a little red heart. So that is going to be my greeting. I did pop up my little red heart with a foam square. And then I did put a larger foam square behind here. So we doubled up. If you don't like a lot of dimension, I would just glue it on here. Okay, I'm going to put that with our home panel. Actually, let's put it together. I'm going to take my submarine. We're going to add a little glue here. And I'm going to add this here, right in the middle. Lovely. And then I'll take my heart sentiment and we're going to place it right here. And there we go. Now we're going to move along to step number 4 and create our background, which I'm so excited to share with you guys. Okay, let's start off by die cutting out our Jolly Wave texture die. Once this is die cut, this is the pattern on it. It's so pretty. Great on its own. Okay, but we're going to add some ink to this with the stencil. Let me bring in the stencil. The neat thing about this stencil set is you could add 4 colors to your Jolly Wave. Okay, let me bring in my grip mat here. Tack this down. 4 colors. Let me show you how to. It's very easy to add. We're going to go ahead and pick up they're layered, they're indexed on the top. This is, believe it or not, this is stencil 1 and 2. You can add 2 colors with this, and then this is stencil 2, which you can add 2 more colors. So let's line this up. There's etch detail so you know where to line it up. My first color, we're going to use marine ink, which is a blue. And I'm just going to go over these. And then, now I'm going to lift up my stencil, and you can see it just does a portion of it. Okay, what you do is take this stencil, flip it around, and then you just line it up again. My next color will be seafoam, which is a teal. Lovely. So that's stencil 1 and 2, and look how pretty that is. So neat. I'm going to show you close up because it looks amazing close up. So neat. Okay, now we're going to add our second stencil, and we'll line this up. This is where I'm going to add a little bit of green. This is the Sprout ink, and we're going to go over this. Lovely. And then, let me pick this up. I'm going to show you. That's 3 colors. Looks pretty awesome. And I like the white in here, so we're going to keep this as our background. Okay? But to fill in the white areas, all you would do is take this. You don't flip it. Okay, so this, you would just remove it, and then you would pull it up like so. A layer here. You see how this is? Mask off the bottom so you don't get ink down here. And then you would color this in, and then you would just scoot this down to get that bottom section. So 4th color, you would move this up and down. Very easy. But isn't that so pretty? Just love this. Okay, that's going to be my background, but we're not done with it, because as amazing as this looks on its own, we're going to add this piece to the very top. Okay, so I'm going to take some white cardstock. We're going to die cut this out. This will cut out an A2 panel, and this is the Jolly Wave panel die. I'll be right back. I punched out all those pieces, and it does give you a border, but this is great on its own too. Let me show you against some colored cardstock. So this is great on its own. You can go you can do the waves going this way, kind of like a mermaid tail or some fishy scales, and then you can go this way. This way, for me, it seems it's like it's a little bit more universal. But I'm going to take this and then layer this right over the top. Look how amazing that looks. And again, it can go this way, or you can go this way. I actually like the circles going up. Okay, so I'm going to just use my glue. And there's enough room around the edge to add a nice layer of glue. There's enough room around the edge if you want to pop this up, you could. I just think this looks so neat, and I love the texture that it brings. I'm going to take this panel, we're going to attach it to the front of an A2 size card base. I'm going to use my tape runner for this. Lovely, and that's my background. Now we're going to add our submarine. We're just going to put a little adhesive behind here and tack this right in the middle. Lovely. And now it's time to move along to step number 5, which means it's time to embellish. Now I'm going to embellish with some glazing glue. Glazing glue is like a glossy accents from Spellbinders, and I'm going to add a little bit of glaze on the bottom of my acetate, so it just looks like there's water on the bottom. So when it dries, It'll have a little watery look. I'm bringing in my assorted moonshine sequins from Simon, and I'm just going to add some clear sequins in the background here. And then that will finish off my card today. I hope you get a chance to check out the Waffle Flower crafts under the sea release. It's pretty amazing. They have this huge lobster that's just adorable, and then this huge hello greeting that I just fell in love with. But I'll leave a link down below if you want to check it out. Have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for sticking with me to the end. I have 2 more videos that you guys might be interested here. If you guys are new and like the content that you see, click that subscribe button and also the notification bell. That way for future videos, be notified. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It sure does help the channel. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.